welcome to AZ in the Circle, Arizona Softball Podcast. We have another great show planned for you today. We have two future Leopards going to Wentworth Institute of Technology in Boston, Massachusetts. Just a 10-minute walk from Fenway Park. So we got Ella Babcock and Kaitlyn Furrow. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You currently, Ella, play on Storm Downs.
Yes, I do.
And Kaitlyn, you play with Storm Walding.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. We also have a special guest that's going to make an appearance, okay? My wife tells me that can never hold a surprise, but I can hold a surprise. Not really. I'm just going to go right to it. So we have a special guest, Coach Castro, Erica Castro, your head coach, had a special message for you guys. So if you guys want to see.
Hey everyone, I'm Coach E, head softball coach at Wentworth here in Boston, Mass. I'm really excited to be a part of this episode and to recognize two student athletes, Ella Babcock and Kaitlyn Furrow, who have committed to continuing their academic and softball journeys here with us at Wentworth. Their dedication, work ethic, and team-first mindset are exactly the kind of qualities that make joining our program so exciting. At Wentworth, we're intentional about building a program that values growth, connection, and doing things the right way. We look for athletes who are coachable, committed, and excited to invest in their teammates and themselves. What makes these commitments so special for us is just how naturally they fit that vision. They bring energy, drive, a love for the game, and we're really excited about the future with them as part of our program, along with the rest of their recruiting class. I also want to thank Arizona in the Circle and the Arizona softball community. Recruiting out of your state has been such a positive experience because of the level of development and support for student athletes, and we're excited to continue building those relationships in the future. To our newest Leopards, Ella and Kaitlyn, welcome to the Black and Gold. We're super proud of you, and we can't wait to get to work.
What do you think of that?
That's pretty cool.
Hey everyone,
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we pull that out of our bag, being pre-Christmas, like, we got to do something special for you two because you're both going to a great school. And so I called Coach Castro. You guys call her Coach E, or what do you guys call her?
I think the girls there currently call her Coach E.
All right. Anyway, I called Coach Castro. I got two Leopards coming on the show. She's like, oh, that's awesome. I go, do you mind? She goes, no, absolutely. So she was more than accommodating. So thank you, Coach Castro, for that. That was special. And I asked her, hey, tell me about the culture of the team and that. And she said, offensively, that they're team first hitters. You guys are constantly hunting for strikes, and and you're super competitive. You're a tough out. And then defensively, the no-fly zone in the outfield. And you're an outfielder, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you got Coach Allie, who was a 2023 graduate from Wentworth. She's out there. She's an assistant coach. So it looks like you guys got it going on defense and offense. So it's going to be exciting to watch. And you guys have a new field.
Mm-hmm.
So new facilities. So Coach Casey, our producer, is going to definitely put up the new facilities, pictures of the facilities. So when we have the episode to show, you'll be able to see your new stuff. And then also, what's that called? Full disclosure here. One of our daughters graduated from Wentworth Institute of Technology in 2022. So I got a first-hand look at that school, and it's an amazing school. I'm super excited for you two. They have this co-op thing, and maybe Ella, you can explain it. What is the co-op that Wentworth has?
Basically, it's kind of like an internship, but it's more job-like. You get paid while you're doing it, and it's a quarter from your sophomore year to your senior year. So you take part of your classes off, and you go to your co-op instead. It's basically like a real experience of just like the work environment. Yep,
that's absolutely right. You go and basically get a year's worth of work experience in 4.5 years, because instead of graduating in May when you typically graduate, you end up graduating in August, because I think they have trimesters, and that's how it works out. And it's been a great experience. And I wanted to ask you what you guys are studying, because you go into a great academic school, hard-working school in the heart of downtown Boston. I think you got Harvard Medical School to your left, and across the street you got Northeastern, which, by the way, Wentworth owns the land that Northeastern's on. That's why Northeastern pays more tuition than Wentworth, And then you're across the river from MIT and Harvard, and you're 10-minute walk from Fenway. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, you get $9 tickets, I heard, or $10 tickets?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about that, Kaitlyn? How did you hear about that?
The coach kind of told me about that, at least, and that was really exciting to hear.
student tickets to go see the Red Sox play.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal. But I want to ask you what you want to study there. So, Kaitlyn, what are you going to study there?
I'm gonna study biomedical engineering.
Yeah, that's like, typical history major.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding. And then
I'm studying architecture.
my daughter, two of her roommates studied architecture, and they got their masters there too, and they both are doing well. And they graduated in 2022, so it's only been 36 months out, and they're fully employed, doing great. So I'm super excited for you.
Thank you.
Picked a 40-year school. School that's going to keep paying off down the road.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Coach Castro, and I wanted to ask you guys some questions, right? Want to recap this past summer, your club seasons, and then high school too, what you remember, your best memory from high school, and then let's talk a little bit about fall ball that just got over with, maybe just one tournament left in January, and then take a break for our sponsor, and then we'll come back, and my favorite question is for you guys to share your recruiting journey. How you got to Wentworth? How you got to Wentworth? Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and we'll wrap it up with, hey, what's your keys to your personal success, and do you listen to some music on game day, and what's in that playlist? Sound good?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so start with Kaitlyn Furrow over there, plays for Storm Walding. Recap your past summer and this fall club season. What were some of the highlights? What do you remember?
So my summer started with me playing on the Little Saints 18U Gold team, and we had some good travel tournaments going to Zoom into June with them, and that's when I first started talking with Coach E. But then they had to disband, so I was kind of in and out trying to find a new team throughout the summer, and I started picking up with the Walding team, and I just played for in a couple scrimmages with them and went to a couple of their practices, and then they offered me a spot on their roster, and after that, I think the biggest tournament I went with them was Tennessee, where I probably faced the best competition I've ever faced, and through all that, I've been still talking with Coach E, giving her a bunch of clips, trying to just keep connected, and going into fall, I've just been with Coach Walding, and we've had a lot of good tournaments with that.
Yep, I think I saw a clip of you in Tennessee with a game-winning hit or a tying hit or something like that. That brought in the tying run or the winning run.
I think I brought in the winning run on that one.
Yeah, that's great. You're a very scrappy player. And then, and Ella, how about you? Recap your summer and your fall.
For summer, I played with Rising Feast, and we went literally everywhere. We went to Zoom into June, Top Gun, Huntington Beach. We did Colorado as well, and it was really fun. We played competitive. We played in the right brackets, and we worked hard to get where we did, and it was a really fun summer. And then this fall season, I moved up and joined Storm Downs, and we
Which is a very good team.
Yes, very competitive. He's a fantastic coach. I love him. And another, just working hard, doing what we need to do. We've been doing showcases and qualifiers, qualified for nationals in our first tournament. So
For PGF.
yes, so
That's
it's been a
good.
very fun fall. Yeah.
Yep. And then going way back to your junior year in high school, right? What was one of your fondest memories of high school this past season?
Probably our last game. So we didn't make it to playoffs. It was our rivalry game. And we had a very back and forth game, and one of our younger players hit a home run to kind of win it. Yeah, it was a great game. But I think it was really memorable because I was very close with those seniors, and it was just last game, a lot of emotions, but it was a really fun season. So.
Kaitlyn, how about you? You attend Desert Vista, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was one of your highlights of the high school season?
My highlight was probably our game in Yuma, where both teams, both the JV and varsity, had great games for that one, and just getting to hang out as an entire high school organization was really a highlight for me, because it wasn't just about the softball, but the softball was still really good. It was about making connections during our high school season and hanging out with a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's good. That's another thing that Coach Castro said about her team is that they really focus on team culture and team bonding and being, you're not just a softball player. That's what you do, but it's bigger. It's bigger than that. So that's great to hear too. That you'd be going into something that you already appreciate. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then next question is. Oh no, that's it. You guys answered the high school, so we're going to take a quick sponsor break, so we can keep the lights on here. Okay. So we'll be right back. Home Repairs and Remodeling is proud to sponsor Season 3 of AZ in the Circles podcast. They love the game of softball. Home Repairs and Remodeling has been in business for 20 years, established in 2005. Now, for homeowners looking to remodel their kitchen, who have a vision of this functional, beautiful place to make homemade meals for their loved ones and entertain family and friends, call Home Repairs and Remodeling today at 602-686-8354 or visit their website, homerepairsandremodeling.com. Also, Home Repairs and Remodeling provides a solution to the affordability issue in the Valley by building ADUs, auxiliary dwelling units. Basically, a second living space situated on the same lot as a primary residence. Think garage conversion to a casita, or a mother-in-law suite, or rental income unit, or guest house. Again, call Home Repairs and Remodeling today. Home Repairs and Remodeling, your vision, our know-how. And we are back. Thank you, Home Repairs and Remodeling. Back with Ella Babcock and Kaitlyn Furrow. They're going to Wentworth Institute of Technology. They're going to be Leopards. I had a daughter that graduated from there. Before we go into the recruiting journey questions, I wanted to say a couple things that Coach Castro shared with me. Is that she said that we're a family first, always program. Okay, we will always ensure that our athletes work to leave the program better than they found it upon graduation, which is pretty awesome. And then, I like this. We recruit nationally and have finally put Arizona on the board, but we've have had players from California, Texas, Washington, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and the New England region. You guys have a national team basically at Wentworth. You guys play in the Conference of New England. Mm-hmm. So she's looking to win a championship there. So I'm going to keep an eye on you too, starting in the fall, in the spring of 2027. Mm-hmm. Right? Because get there in 2026. All right, good. So the next question, the biggest question, it's so big that we are going to title it, hey, our third question is brought to you by Green in the Valley. Green in the Valley is a local company in Tempe that does radon mitigation. So if you got every single home in the U.S. has radon, it just depends on what level you have it to. So if you want to know what level you have, call Green in the Valley, find them on the website to learn about radon, and they're happy to come out and let you know what the situation is radon-wise in your home. So our third question is our recruiting question. So we'll start with Ella. Okay, Ella. So please share your recruiting journey leading up to September 1st. So coming up to September 1st, what was going through your mind? How were you going to handle that summer?
I'm thinking back to it, and I think that I was just really focused on making sure that I was trying to communicate as much as possible, get as much social media stuff out as I can, but also just make sure I'm performing as well as I could, which worked out well. I didn't play fall after semester first, but coming back to that summer, I had a really great summer. Went to a lot of big tournaments.
You didn't play after September 1st, that fall?
I did not. Okay. No, I did not
play
September, but we had a fall season. I played closer to the end of it after injury and then came back for the fall season. Okay, for the summer season.
The summer season.
Yes.
And then kind of answered it, but what do you think worked best during the recruiting process in terms of communication with the coaches prior to September 1st and then after September 1st as well? How did you keep the communication going?
I think before September 1st, I think that just making sure you're communicating as much as possible, getting your schedules out. They obviously can't talk to you, so it's weird to not hear back, but just making sure that you email as much as possible, it shows that you care. After, I would say that making your emails more personal shows that you actually read them, shows that you're wanting to have a a connection and want to communicate, and that like you really are interested in the school, and then doing the same thing with making sure you have the right schedule on there and that you want to keep talking to them.
So then you go through high school ball, and then you're going into this summer that you just had, right?
Yes.
And then, okay, so how did it finally happen? How did that connection happen with Coach Castro? At what time did you start communication with her, or when did she start following you? Or and then just kind of take me through to the moment where you get offered.
So junior year summer, she came out to Zoom in June, and that was the tournament that she kind of noticed me and was like, I really like her. I was looking at architecture. It was a very hard major to do with a lot of schools, so she was like, I really like the style. So she started talking to me right after Zoom in June. We talked all throughout summer, talked all throughout fall ball, and then this past summer, same tournament back at Zoom in June with the same team, and she offered me on the spot. So
it was Zoom in June of
my
sophomore year. You just finished your sophomore year and you were going into your junior year.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, and then September 1st came. You just kept communicating with her and kept it on, and then went through your high school season, and then this just past June 2025, back at Zoom in June, and she offered you there.
Yes, she did.
That's awesome. And who was with you when that happened? Or
my mom, and then also one of my teammates is she's a really close friend of mine that I've known since I was like 9 years old. So it was really cool to celebrate with them. And Coach Castro is really great. She has this thing where she thinks that like doing it in person is just so much more. It's personal. Like it's this big opportunity. So I really appreciate her for doing that and coming out, and it was really great. Yeah.
And then when she offered you, did you tell her, I'll tell you a few weeks, or what happened there?
She was very open with the court. Just was like, it's up to you. Like your ball's in the field. So whatever you decide. And I was always back and forth, but I think that the pros, like there were so many of them, so I felt like I was right at home.
Yep. And then did you accept the offer and then go visit?
I went and visited last January, and then I visited again in August, I think.
Oh, it's different temperatures.
Very different. Oh wait, no, not August. Sorry, October.
So that's beautiful in October.
Yes. So I visited last January, and I have a bunch of family up there, so it was really fun. My birthday's the 9th. So we like had a big celebration, but it was really cool just to see the campus. It was very empty, and it was also freezing. And then we came back in October. I met a bunch of the girls. I had my overnight, and it was a really great experience. I went to one of the classes with one of the teammates, and it was just really fun to see how everybody interacted, and it was beautiful. It was very cool to see Boston in the fall as well. So
it's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that journey.
Yes.
All right, Kaitlyn. So let's go back to before September 1st. And what were you thinking going into that summer before September 1st? How were you going to handle playing that summer, and what was your mindset going into September 1st?
So prior to September 1st, I wasn't really thinking about college softball because I hadn't really honed in if I wanted to do that and if I would be able to with the major I was doing, because I was like kind of blinded by like D1, like I can't do that with D1, so I wasn't particularly planning for up to September 1st, but
you kept playing.
Yeah, I kept playing because I loved softball, and I was like, I'll take it as far as I can. So my initial mindset was until like senior year, like after that, I'll figure it out. Then after September 1st and after high school season of my junior year, like that was my mindset all through junior year. I was like, I'll just play. And then after junior year of high school, I was kind of like, I do want to play in high school or in college. Like, I can't imagine giving this up. And that's really when I started looking into actual college recruiting. And I started sending emails, and I was a little like worried because I was pretty late. I was pretty like late to all this stuff. But I was just sending emails. I was going to these bigger tournaments because I was on like a bigger 18U team that did a lot more travel ball. And so I started talking to a bunch of D2s and D3s and just emailing a bunch of them. And I emailed Coach E, And I was like, I sent her my schedule like everybody else. I was like, I'm going to be at Zoom into June if you are. Like, I've seen you've gone in the past. If you want to check me out. And she said back to me, like, yeah, I'll come see one of your games. And so she did. She came to, I believe it was like my second one. It was a nighttime game.
What'd you think when she said, yeah, I'll come see you?
I got really like excited but nervous at the same time. I was like, oh, it's actually like I actually got a response from someone.
That's great.
Because, it's a lot of like dead air half the time when you're emailing coaches. It's like you don't get a response for days, maybe even weeks, and you're like, well, I guess they're just not interested. The fish aren't biting. But like she emailed me and I got really excited. And so then when I actually saw her at Zoom into June, it was not the best first impression because it was not the best game I had ever, but like I was just honest with her and I talked with her afterwards and she was still she was very nice and she was like, I'm not like disinterested in you because of that game because I'd sent her clips like before that trying to keep communication up. So like she was like, I still want to see more of you. And then I got another opportunity in the spring coming into my senior year where I went to the camp that's at Wentworth, and that's really kind of when I showed myself because I wasn't as nervous anymore, and it was a better opportunity for me to actually show who I was in front of her.
I think there's a clip. I think it's Peyton Westra, right? The Oklahoma superstar, right? That she hit. You were playing in a game. Was it a high school game? It was something where you were facing her team.
Yeah, I think it was like the last tournament before high school.
Yeah, she hit one like she always does, right into the gap, and you made a pretty good catch.
Yeah, I did make a diving catch.
Yeah,
catch.
Against one of the best hitters in the country, right? And I remember, I was like, oh, I like that clip. So I sent it to Coach Castro. I was like, Coach Castro, Kaitlyn really likes to get dirty. She doesn't care who she's going up against. She's going to give you 100%. So I know she was impressed by that because that takes a lot of guts to throw yourself out there and make it happen. So kudos to you for loving the game and no matter who you go up against, that you just fight hard. And I'm sure that's what you want. You want as a coach, you want somebody that has that competitive spirit. Like you said, I don't know, I just love the game. I wanted to play as long as I could. Well, I think you're going to play an extra 4 years. That's pretty awesome, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then you go to camp, you do really well there, or you're not as nervous, and then what happens after that?
After that, so she didn't give me an answer right away, which she like told everybody she wasn't going to, but I got a little nervous, so I messaged her like the next day, hey, do you have like an hour where I could just we could just talk a bit more about like softball and like tour the campus a bit, just see it all. And
because you were still there.
Yeah, because I was still there. Because that's when we went to actually see Boston to see if I liked the place and the school itself. And so she gave me like an hour of her time, and we just talked about everything, like how I did at the camp, all that stuff. And after that, I went home and just continued to send her clips and continued to keep that line of communication because I was like, I really wanted it. I was like, I'm really interested in this. So I just kept trying to like show my interest in her and the school itself and the program.
That's good. I mean, that's what you do after graduation is if you want a job, you got to ask for the job. So many people go to these interviews, right? And then, did you ask for the job? Did you ask for it? Or same in sales. At the end of at some point, you got to be like, so we want the job. What do we got to do to earn it? So the fact that you, kudos to you again for at such a young age, asking for the job or letting them know that you really wanted it to happen. Okay, so what happened then?
Then we got on. She asked to get on a Zoom call with me, and she was like, after a bunch of talking, we've decided to offer you a spot. It's all up to you if you want to take it or not. I'll give you as much time as you need. But it's like you said, the ball's in your court now. Like it's your decision. And so I got off the call and then immediately went to my parents. I was like, "You'll never guess what happened. I got an offer." And so
What was their reaction?
They were ecstatic. They were like really, really hyped about it because we all really loved the school and her and the program. So I immediately, like, after I told them about it, like, texted her back. I would love to, like, be a part of the program. I would, like, love to take the offer.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And then it seems like biomedical engineering, is that what you said? Holy cow. And then softball. The fact that those two can coexist and not just coexist but flourish together is awesome. That Wentworth gives you the capability to do that. That's got to get you excited.
Oh, yeah.
And what did she say about how would the co-op work where, from what I understand from my daughter and from what you've said, is that I think you got to get permission. You got to find a co-op on your own. And then you got to take it to the department chair, the head of your studies, so the head of architecture, and say, hey, I got this co-op opportunity at this architecture firm, and they got to sign off on it. So did they say they would help you with finding a co-op, or was it going to be on your own to find a co-op? Kaitlyn, you remember?
I don't remember. I think it would be on our own, but I mean, I'm sure they'd help if we were really stuck.
Yep.
There's like a program that literally like runs you through the whole thing, and if you really need help, like they will help you. Yeah. And I talked about it with Coach Castro a little bit, but like the co-op programs, they love student athletes, so it's really cool to see that like you can really do both.
Yep. I remember that my daughter went after different companies, and it wasn't like she had to go do it on her own. So I thought that was great too, because you get real life experience of looking for a job, and you just keep doing it, and every single time they say no, you're that much closer to a yes until you get it signed off, and then for 4 months you get to work, but you get to live on campus, correct? But you get to work in Boston.
Yeah,
that's amazing too. So you your tuition, your housing's covered, and then that's good. I'm excited for it. I got to hear how this works out. Okay, it's gonna work out. So will you guys agree to come back in a couple years and see how everything's going? Okay, great. Well, you guys both shared your recruiting stories. They're fantastic. All right, so we'll get to the easy questions. Okay, and we'll start with Ella. Ella, what would you say are your personal keys to success?
I'd say my personal keys to success would probably be to not overthink, to just keep it simple, stay calm, and to remember that like you can't achieve perfection, because I'm such a perfectionist and in all aspects of my life, and especially in school. So like bringing it to softball just kind of like it messes with you a little bit. So I would definitely say that just like remember to have fun. It's just a game at the end of the day. So just like enjoy it and enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not going to last forever. And there's no reason for you to be perfect, because you're not going to be.
Yeah, that's a good one, because we always strive for perfection, but you know you're not going to get it. But like I always say, if you aim for the stars, if you miss, you might land on the moon.
Exactly.
It's still incredible.
Yeah.
But you got to set your goals high enough, right? Because if you aim for the sidewalk and you miss, you land in the gutter. So you got to set them kind of high.
Yeah.
So if you're just short, what you accomplish is still pretty incredible.
Yeah, strive for perfection, but now you can't reach it.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad. And then, okay, well, Kaitlyn, what do you think are your keys to your success?
Probably just like taking a step back every once in a while, like a zoom out moment, and just like seeing how far, like where I am, especially in like games. Like I'll look out and I'll be like, I'm in California right now. Like I'm playing a game with the girls that I love, like the sport I love. Just taking a step back and like calming myself down, easing my nerves, and just like taking it one step at a time too. Just not thinking too hard in any given moment. Like I'll think about it before and after, but actually during the thing I can't think about it, or else I'm gonna like get in my own head, and it's not gonna go well.
Okay, that's good. That's good that you even know that about yourself at that young of an age. So good job. Okay, and then finally, I'll start with Kaitlyn. On game day, it's a big moment. You don't want to get in your head yourself, so you want to stay calm. Do you play a certain music or a certain song in your playlist that keeps you, pumped up, or at least calm, or revs you up?
Absolutely. I have one song that I probably play at almost before every game, and it's Dua Lipa's Levitating.
yeah.
Because my dad and I used to listen to it in the car rides to softball.
Yeah, she's a great artist.
Mhm.
She's amazing. I saw a documentary on her once on doing a certain song.
Really?
And she stuck in a little thing from Star Wars, like a little clip from Star Wars, some of the noises. And yeah, she's a super creative artist. That's good. And then, how about you, Ella?
I'd say either I don't listen to music before games or I listen to rap, just because it gets you hype. Yeah. But I don't think I have like a specific song I would listen to.
All right. Well, hey, it's been a lot of fun.
Mhm.
You guys did so great. You know, did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you again for coming on the show, and thank you guys out there for watching. I love the recruiting journeys, you know, because they all have something in common, but they're all kind of unique, you know. So I really appreciate you guys sharing your story. Thank you for watching. Javier with AZ in the Circle, Arizona Softball Podcast. Please subscribe on YouTube, follow us on X, Instagram, and even TikTok. Thank you.